A young man approached an elderly woman and said, "Auntie, could you please help me with something?" The woman looked surprised and asked, "What kind of help?" The young man replied sadly, "I came here looking for someone, but I lost my phone somewhere. I haven't eaten anything all day. Could you lend me $50 so I can buy some food?" The woman said, "How could you be so careless?" The young man answered, "I was in a hurry, and that's how I lost my phone." The woman sighed and said, "You are very careless." The young man added, "While getting off the bus, I also left my wallet somewhere." The elderly woman immediately took out $50 from her pocket and handed it to him, saying, "Here you go, son." The young man said in surprise, "Auntie, it doesn't seem like you have much money yourself." The woman replied, "Sometimes I also need help from others. Every day I come here to collect scrap. I just sold a cart full of paper and earned a little money." The young man became emotional and said, "You are a very kind person." The woman smiled and replied, "Son, every person goes through difficult times in life." The young man then asked, "Auntie, can I talk to you for a few minutes?" The woman said, "Yes, of course." He asked, "Why do you collect scrap alone at this age?" Tears filled the woman's eyes as she replied, "Son, a huge tragedy struck our family. Earlier we were living a decent life, but we were building a new house for our son because he was about to get married. The bride's family had demanded a new home." Crying, she continued, "During the construction, one of our relatives came to help, but he fell from the roof and was severely injured. The hospital expenses kept increasing, and we drowned in debt." The young man asked sadly, "What happened after that?" The woman replied, "Now his condition is very serious. The doctors say that if he doesn't get a $50,000 operation, he will become permanently disabled." She further explained, "My husband's leg is also damaged. I used to work at a restaurant, but because of my back pain, the owner fired me. Now I am forced to collect scrap just to survive." The young man listened quietly, then smiled and said, "Auntie, to tell you the truth, I was only testing you." The woman looked shocked. "What do you mean?" The young man took out his phone and said, "My phone was never lost. I wanted to see who would help me in difficult times. I asked many people for help, but no one listened to me. Only you helped me despite your own poverty." The woman stared at him in surprise. The young man said, "You passed the test." Then he called his assistant and said, "Bring $50,000 from the car." The woman became nervous and said, "No, son, that's too much." The young man placed the money into her hands and said, "This is the reward for your kindness. If you hadn't given me those $50, perhaps today I wouldn't have helped you either." The woman burst into tears and said, "Son, you saved our family." The young man replied, "Now take care of your health. Don't collect scrap every day anymore. Whenever you need anything, just call me." Then he handed her his business card and said, "Whenever I get time, I will come to visit you and uncle as well." The woman kept giving him prayers and blessings while the young man quietly left. Friends, kindness never goes to waste. If you like this story of kindness, please don't forget to like the video.